Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. In the last part we got here to this northwestern mountain, I forget what it's called, I think it's the Rolling Ridges, or is that Oracle of Seasons? I don't recall! And now we're gonna continue on. Now in this room, on this screen, you're gonna want to use the, tune of currents that we got last part, in this specific, on this general area, because otherwise you'll get stuck above those rocks. This is what you need the tune of currents for in terms of progressing for story. Now I'm going to say right now, there is a time later on in the game where I'm going to need to make this whole trek over to the guy we need to fix the tuning nuts place, and I'm not going to show that entire trek. I'm just gonna cut to where his house is, actually, because that takes, like, let's see, from there you do it, you get the area for, I think, like, 6 minutes to get back? I don't recall, it's been forever. Anyway, we need to lift this rock up for plotty reasons, so let's do so. I wonder why, because I have the tune of echo outside. Oh, would you look at that, a time warp spot? I don't know. All I know is that as a kid, I thought it was a piece of random wood. Realistically, what would the time warps even be? Tile? I don't know. Anyway, there's this cave here in the past that wasn't there in the present. And it's a rather unique cave, to say the least, because it has this little mushroom thing. And moving this will switch the current over to the right. Which, if you noticed in the previous screen, there was water on the left, now it's on the right. And it's here we actually need to do a bit of puzzle solving regarding this seed and otherwise, so let's use the turn of currents to go back to the present. I really like the tune of currents as a song, but I still think my favorite harp song is probably the next one, which we won't get for a long while. Anyway, get your bombs out for this, because this is a pond you should not throw anything into, which means we should immediately throw stuff into it. Really all I had to do there was walk like 2 millimeters up, because, you need to be in between the statues for this to activate entirely, so let's do that. Hello! And this fairy's asking us if we dropped a golden or silver bomb. Those who watch my, Minish Cap Let's Play will recognize this. We need to say a regular one. And for being honest, this fairy's gonna increase our maximum, capacity for bombs by blowing us up, and now we can hold 30. Which is usually the minimum you can carry in Zelda games, if I recall correctly. Anyway, that's a side quest reason we did this. So what we want to do now is actually head back to the past momentarily, because you may have noticed there was a bean plant that grew into vines for us to climb. We need to move this over to the opposite side. For, well, fairly obvious reasons. We want to get to this guy's place, and we need to do this to go there. I will say, one of the more annoying parts about Oracle of Ages is constantly switching between past and future, past and present, rather. Because that can take some amount of time if you're not, patient. I wonder how, much of the speedrun this is actually just doing that. In fact, what is the speedrun record? Here I am doing this again. Speed Demos Archives, where art thou? Anyway, we need to use the turn of currents? Tune of echoes, rather, in order to get back to the past here, because this is where plotty stuff is. Also, I'm only killing enemies for Maple later on. Now, this next screen's gonna look kinda familiar, and we're back here, actually, right near where I got the heart piece in part 3 or 4. Welcome to... Actually, did that say Rolling Ridges? I think it did. I forget. I wasn't paying attention. This is very similar to the wall on Mount Colonel in Minish Cap, where there's boulders constantly falling down. Don't go up the right here, by the way, that's a trap. And that cave up there is actually our destination, which is annoying, to say the least. Well, this is Patch, by the way. He's the guy who wants to fix the tuning out. However, we need to do a minigame in order to do it. And I hate this minigame. Well, at least later versions of it. We'll get into those later. Pretty much what we have to do is that he has a minecart circling around the place. And there's a track that switches when you stand on this, well, button. If the minecart gets to the area when you aren't stepping on the switch, the minecart will go onto the tuning nut, and you'll have to start the minigame all over. What you have to do is get the 4 purple bumpers here into the holes to complete the minigame. It's really simple in concept, it's just that it's really annoying to do. For story reasons, you only have to do it once, but overall, I think you have to do it twice in seasons. Or ages, rather. And now we have the fixed tuning nut. So that's nice. And we're actually really close to Symmetry City, too, so let's go give that to them. One thing I do accidentally in here is you don't actually have to talk to the girls, I believe. All you have to do is just walk up here and place the tuning nut, which in it of itself I just realized is a symmetrical sprite. Oh my god, this place is symmetrical and perfectly. Huh. Clever girl. Well, actually, wait, no, the tree sprites aren't symmetrical. But with that, we've stopped the eruptions, which means the future Symmetry City will not be destroyed. Well, actually, technically, we're in Symmetry Village right now. Symmetry City in the future. Or present. Time travel hurts my head. And somehow the lava became water, by the way. With that, welcome to level 4, the Skull Dungeon. Another one of my favorite dungeon tracks, actually. And this is the first dungeon to have lava in it. It's like it was a volcano before, huh? Lava, fairly obviously, is a hazard. Walking into it, I think, takes a full heart of damage out for you, so be careful there. And we need to head to the left first here, because, well, that's where progression is. Huh, Speed Demos Archives actually does not have an Oracle of Ages page. Odd. And there's the compass, by the way. This is actually one of the few dungeons I think you get the compass before the map. I don't get that, but yeah, okay. By the looks of it, Oracle of Ages speedrun record is 1 hour 45. Holy hell. Or at least that's one run I'm seeing. Let me look at, apparently, Zelda speedruns. Here's another dice puzzle. It's really simple, honestly. The dice puzzles are only really hard at first, but then you start to realize how they work and they become really easy. Like Zelda games in general, honestly. Well, aside from Zelda 1 and 2, those are still brutally difficult no matter what you do. And the Water Temple. Well, actually, the Water Temple's pretty tame for me now, as is the Great Bay Temple. Also, we have fire keys in here, which, unless they're attacking you, are actually always on a different elevation to the point where you can't even jump hit them. Upon touching you, they do become normal keys, though, but I think they can become fire keys again if they touch the lava or something like that. Also, this entire dungeon is kind of shaped, that's the word, like a skull. Who would have guessed? By the looks of it, okay, here's the time. Oracle of Ages, any percent, is 1 hour 37. Oh, dear lord. Here's the map, by the way, and that's what it looks like as a skull. I do like how the Zelda games do that, particularly, well, obviously, 1, Seasons, Ages, and I think, freaking Link's Awakening did that, too. Did Link Between Worlds do it? I don't recall, actually. Anyway, here's an annoying room. What we have to do is hit that switch with a seed, be it Scent or Ember. However, we have to get that Moldorm out of the way, and it's only damageable by Scent Seeds. And even then, you still have to hit the thing after the fact, so I'm actually going to edit to the point where I hit the thing, because that took like 2 minutes. And for doing that, we get a small key. That's nice. Well, obviously it's nice because we needed to beat the game. Make sure you hit that switch beforehand, by the way, if you didn't get that. The switches change the mine tracks. I think these are actually new enemies for right now. These are blue braid traps, yes. Sean Connery is here. Blue blade traps, they're pretty much the same things that were in Zelda 1, actually. When you are perpendicular to them in any way, they will charge right at you. Well, not diagonally, but only horizontally and vertically. Anyway, we got this little lever here which we can pull, and doing so somehow solidifies lava. Or would this technically be magma, because we're technically underground right now? No, actually, no, wait, because we're on the first floor, which is the ground floor. This is technically lava, because we're not underground yet. But it is within a structure, so, Anyway, new enemy, technically, Yellow Stalfos. These are the guys that jump away from you, but they're still really easy, because, you can poke them with your sword when you're charging up a spin attack, or you can just do other things to them. Either way, they aren't that hard at all, honestly. I might actually watch that speedrun later just to see how it goes. Anyway, enough about speedruns. This is a pummel, yes. Puzzle very similar to one of the ones that we saw in, the Wing Dungeon, was it? Or, no, Moonlit Grotto, that's what it is. We have to match the tiles. Oh, I hate this room. What we have to do here is kill all the enemies, obviously. And then move that dice. Oh, well, I guess dice, singular. Or would it be? I forget. Anyway, we have to move this blocky thing over onto that switch. However, this trap is always in my way to move it no matter what. So, you're probably going to take some pot shots during this. And make sure you don't stand on that correct ground when you're trying to move it, because otherwise you may have to reset the room. The rocks ring I got last part could come in handy here, potentially. Whoa, random snakes from the sky. Oh my god, they were snakes on a plane. That is one of my favorite edits of censorship ever, by the way. Sick of this monkey farting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane. Okay, another annoying room. This is very similar to one I edited in earlier, where we have to hit that switch right there with the seed shooter. However, due to the keys in the moving platform, this yet again takes me around a minute and a half, so I'm going to skip to the point where it actually succeeds. There we go. And I wonder what we get for doing this. Oh gee, I'm not surprised at all. I do think that Oracle of Seasons has less small keys overall, because it's more action-based. Yet again, I'll get into the whole origins of it probably towards the final dungeon. But, yeah. Anyway, we needed that key so we can take the other minecart in the previous room so we can move this, or activate that. My grammar's not good at all. However, the next room we're going into is an annoying one. I recommend getting the seed shooter out with Gale Seeds and having your sword out simultaneously. Why? There are 3 Stalfos on this screen you need to kill, and I mean need. Otherwise the door will not open, and you need to kill them in one run, because if you fail and have to exit the room like I do here, they all come back. I recommend slashing the first 2 if you can, and then Gale Seeding the third. Oh, great, another fun room. In fact, this dungeon, as much as I actually really like it, has a lot of rooms that just make me cringe. This one especially! Why? Because like that. The frame that these platforms start moving, it's considered lava. The hit detection isn't perfect on them. I think Minish Cap fixed that. I think. It's been a while since I played Minish Cap, since the Let's Play, actually. Anyway, another rather self-explanatory puzzle, just have to match the panels again. I think Aegis does this a lot, actually, so get used to it. And for doing that, you get another small key. And now we can take care of this block. This dungeon really likes its minecarts, even more than the wing dungeon, actually. Oh well, I like minecarts, they're cool. Ooh, what's that triangle, octahedron, prism thing? And okay, Gibdos are back. They take a lot of sword swings, actually. Now, the mini-boss is in the next room. However, I recommend before taking him on, you lift the bottom left pot for a fairy. For this boss, I recommend just getting the Rock's Feather out. It doesn't really matter what you have as your secondary item, as long as you have the sword on. This is the Armos Knight, also known as the first boss from Link's Awakening. His shield is indestructible. You cannot damage it yourself. However, his sword that follows around can. You need to do this 3 times, and the first 2 times took me about 2 minutes each to get. Well, not exactly. Probably closer to 40 seconds, so I decided to cut the first 2 out. Or at least the process of getting the first 2 out. But upon doing so, you break both his sword and shield, so now you just get to slash him to death. I think he takes 4 or 5 slashes. Overall, once you take care of the shield, it's nothing at all. It's nothing difficult at all, really. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 10, we are going to be finishing off the Skull Dungeon here and seeing what lies us afterwards. See you guys then.